Hi everybody. Today I'm going to be looking at two new sets of Mildliners, although one of the sets is mostly similar to one that they're already selling. So let's just quickly recap here. I will link down below any of my other Mildliner videos so you can see the other colors. But what I'm going to be doing today with these colors is swatching them, showing them in comparison to the existing line, and matching some Zig Clean Color dot pens to them as best as I can. I actually didn't know about these. Sunny, my kid, found them and was like, "Mom, I need to get these Mildliners." And I'm like, "Oh, I have those colors." And Sunny's like, "No, you don't." So yeah, these are new colors. These are in the Japanese packaging with the Japanese info on the side, which is why I think there's a bit of a discrepancy, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But in the meantime, if you're a completionist like I am, I found these on Stationery Pal. They are also available on Jet Pens. I will leave links in the description down below. The two sets here are referred to as the Gentle Color set and the Natural Color set. And it's the Natural Color set that has a sort of American equivalent. So let's take a look. I'm not going to go deep into like what these are like. This is not a review of the Mildliners as a whole, but just as a quick overview, they are a soft color, mild colored highlighter with a chisel tip on one end and a bullet tip on the other end. I like these a lot because the chisel is not massive, so it works really well both when you're using the flat side and the pointy side. And then the fine tip is supposed to be for like circling things, making notes. I don't tend to use it very often, but when I do, I've noticed that the fine tip does wear down pretty quickly and become fairly blunted. So there is that. I love the Mildliners in general. I actually have all of them because I use the shit out of them and I love the color selections. But of course, you totally can dupe a lot of these colors with Crayola Super Tips and other markers if you don't want to spend the money on them. Let's talk about these sets. So this first set is the natural set, and it comes with 5 colors. It comes with cream, beige, olive, dusty pink, and cool gray. This set, if you look on my set here, these are all of the existing Mildliners. This is the neutral set in the US packaging where the markers have all the information on them in English. It is the exact same set with the difference. Natural set has the dusty pink, and the neutral set has the copper color instead of the dusty pink. I am a completionist. I wanted to get this set despite the fact that I was basically the same set. Like here are those 4 colors that are the same with the Japanese packaging. And then here are those 4 colors in the English packaging. They are the exact same colors, the exact same pens. The only real difference is that the US set looks a little broader because I've been using it. But I wanted to get it for the dusty pink to test it to both see if it is any different other than that. And also because these colors are colors I have found myself using a lot. They're just very neutral, which is why they're called that. So when it comes to this set, if you already have the neutral American packaging, the only difference is the copper for the dusty pink, and they happen to be 2 of my favorite colors in this range. I really enjoy the dusty pink. I really enjoy the copper. My other personal favorite right now is the olive. When it comes to the dusty pink, there really isn't a equivalent color in the other sets, the 5 current sets. Like if you look at these colors here, this dusty pink really is its own color. The closest it comes is with the red. It's like a desaturated, like a less bright version of the red, but I really like it. Much with the other neutral colors, they all work really well to fill in gaps in this line. So definitely saying that if you really want the dusty pink, get the set, but if you already have the naturals and the dusty pink doesn't appeal to you, you don't need it. Editing Cindy here, just to let you know that the Dusty Pink Mildliner is available on Jet Pens as a single. The copper is not. So if you wanted to get all of the colors between these 2 sets, you would buy the neutral set in the American packaging and the Dusty Pink single. Hopefully they'll offer the copper at some point. It looks like they have all of the other neutral colors offering as singles, but like I said, if you really want the dusty pink and you already have the neutrals, you can buy it without having to buy the whole set. The other set is called the Gentle Color set, and this one I was also skeptical about because if you look at them when you hold them, they're very similar looking to what the fluorescent set kind of looks like. So I was like, well, what the fuck? This set consists, again, of 5 colors in the Japanese packaging: baby pink, honey orange, lilac, sherbet yellow, and soda blue. I was pleasantly surprised when I looked at these colors. I was like, well, they really are gentle. I was worried they were going to be a lot like the fluorescent colors, but they're not. They're really like pastel versions of a lot of the currently existing colors. For example, the baby pink is really a pastel version of, well, the fluorescent pink, for that matter. Same with the honey orange. It's a soft pastel version of the orange, which is nice because when you look at the lineup of colors, the only pale orange is the fluorescent orange. The lilac, I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but the lilac is very much a soft version of the magenta. It's a very warm purple, and I really, really like that because some of the other purples I really love, the violet, the lavender, are more cool toned. And then the sherbet yellow is probably the closest to the fluorescent yellow. It's kind of if you took the fluorescent yellow and the citrus green and they had a baby, but it is different enough to still fit really well in because the other yellow besides the fluorescent yellow that's in here is the lemon yellow, and it's super bright. And then there's the gold, also really, really saturated. So having a desaturated one that's maybe a step below fluorescent. The fluorescent version is also a lot cooler. This is more warm. And then finally, the soda blue is basically a light version of the dark blue. I think it's really pretty, again, because we have the fluorescent blue and we have the smoke blue and we have the bright blue, but there really isn't anything in like a pale blue. So these are probably what the people hoped the Mildliner, like if Mildliners are supposed to be mild colors, these are the most mild colors of all of them. So if you really want the just soft pastel flavor, this gentle set is right up your alley. Now, I thought I was going to need to take these and like compare them to the colors, but looking at them here, they're just an additional set of colors. These both are very light colors, very, very soft colors. I would almost say that the natural, the gentle, and the fluorescent set are kind of their own category of the milder colors, and these are all a little bit more markery colors instead of highlighter colors. Currently, the 5 packs of each of these are $8 on Jet Pens. On Stationery Pal, where I got them, they're normally $10.20 a pack, but I got them for $6.50, so it's cheaper than Jet Pens. However, Stationery Pal's shipping takes massively longer because I'm pretty sure it's shipping from overseas if you're in the US, whereas Jet Pens ships from, I think, San Jose in California. I'm not an affiliate for any of them, so it really is no skin off my back one way or the other. All right, now that we've looked at the colors, talked about the shipping and the price, let's see if we can match or get as close to a match as we can with the Zig dot pens. As far as I know, I have all of the colors of the Zig, both the dual-sided clean color dot pens and the singles with just one. So let's see if we can find some colors. I don't know. I was looking for one recently because I'm using the olive green currently on my planner, and I did not have one that matched that I found off the top of my head, but I figure we might as well just take a look and see if there's any, because if you're anything like me, you like to match your highlighter and your dot pen. So these are just the ones that are currently in my bucket. So I have some colors that maybe don't match, but are like, if you're looking for something that kind of is a similar color, I've got some for almost every single one except for the cream. I don't have a single dot pen that is the right color for the cream. They're all too dark. So there really isn't much there for that. For beige is one of the closest matches, and that is from the Mild Smoky set. It's the oatmeal color. For olive, there really isn't one that matches. The closest, and it's still not as like kind of dirty toned as the olive, is Pale Moss from the Mild Smoky set. For dusty pink, the closest I found is this guy right here. It is the baby pink from the, I want to say it's the mild color set. And then for cool gray, it's actually the platinum. Like, this is the best match of all of the gray. None of the other grays match the platinum. Well, the regular gray does. It's a little darker than the cool gray. And there's also another gray that I tried. Where'd it go? This one is called Light Platinum. That one, very little, like much like the cool gray and the gray are like slightly different from each other. The platinum and the light platinum are slightly different from each other. So for the gentle set, I had a much easier time matching. I think it's because there really isn't a natural or a neutral set with the Zig. They have the smoky set, but they don't really have a naturals. I think if they come out with a neutral or a natural set with like a cream and something like some grays or whatever, that might be more in line with this. But because there isn't, it's kind of fudging it. Although I will say the gentle set is a little bit more matchy, although still not very. One of the closest is the baby pink, which ironically is not the baby pink of the dot markers. It is the pale rose of the dot markers. It's slightly darker. The baby pink from the mild set could also go for this one, just like the dusty rose could go for the dusty pink, or the pale rose could go for the dusty pink. For honey orange, it's almost an exact match. It is the peach bliss from the mild set. For lilac, there really isn't a good match. The hyacinth is the right tone, but it's too dark. The wisteria is the right lightness, but it's too like grayish. So neither of those really work, but either of them could work, if that makes sense. For the yellow, the sherbet yellow, butter from the mild set is just slightly darker than the yellow. So if you see here on camera, it's really kind of vibrant. It's less obnoxiously different in person. And then finally, the soda blue is almost exactly matched by the powder blue from the mild set. So if you get the gentle set, my suggestion is pick up the mild set of dot markers if you want a set that mostly matches. Not entirely, mostly matches. Here are all the mild liners and then the neutrals versus the naturals and the gentle. You can obviously see that these two new sets really do complement everything else that exists. They're a lot lighter, a lot paler than a lot of these colors. So if that's something you're looking for, I say go for it. But ultimately, I think the biggest thing to note here is that the natural and the neutral sets are the same with the exception of one color. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Anything you would like me to take a look at coming up. I am going to be looking at some planners for the new planner launch, but I'm not going ham on it. I'm just going to be going with whatever you guys suggest, mostly because I'm on a budget this year in terms of what I'm spending, my work budget. You can check out my recap video that went up 2 days ago. But I really want to just recommend, review things you guys want me to show you. I don't want to just pimp out brands because I'm not really in the mood for that right now. Anyway, let me know in the comments anything you'd like me to take a look at and what you think of these new colors. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, friends, peace.